G'day and welcome back to Duck Solar Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. That's right, we are back here in Elm Creek and we're continuing on with our farming where we left off. Well, sort of. Anyway, we are on day 3 of our 3-day months in February. And we've got a few things to get done today. We have to sell off some product because it's our maximum price timing to do that. We also need to do some other odd jobs around the farm, so we're going to get that done as well. And we're just going to get straight into it. Now, first thing I've got to do is I've got to maintain my tractor. So we left off the last episode and we're talking about the fact that we need to do some maintenance on the tractors. So I've got the McCormick over here and we're just going to get this one repaired. And we're going to fix it up. So repair there we go. Thank you very much. Right, now we can head back over and do what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some product from the warehouse and I'm going to sell it. Now I also want to put in a new processing facility for our fruit. Now there's a couple other things I need to talk about as well that have changed. Including we bought a couple of new items, sold a couple of items and bought new. So that roller over there, that Dalbo roller, you can just see there on the right-hand side, left-hand side I should say, we've purchased that. That's a Dalbo that's been configured for grass work. We got rid of our cutler and we replaced it with that, so that's there ready to be used. And we are going to go over and prep our grass field shortly. Now we've also commenced using Courseplay. So you will see Courseplay on this series as well. You will be seeing it also on all the other series. We won't be running everything with Courseplay. We'll try and keep that minimized to a point. But now what I want to do here is there's a slight change. So before we go and sell everything off that we're going to sell that's on this trailer, so I've got butter, honey, chocolate, cheese, ice cream and sunflower oil. I want to go and get rid of my honey elsewhere. Now, why am I getting rid of my honey elsewhere? Well, because we've made a slight change to the coding with one of the production facilities. And let's go have a quick look at that now. So if I go escape here, I go look at my production chain. So we made a change. We had all this honey and we were wondering what we're going to do with it. And what I've decided to do is I've actually created a new way of creating sugar with honey. So it's a one-to-one relationship, but we can put honey into the sugar mill and it'll produce sugar. Okay. So because it doesn't have to be refined as much as it has to be dried, that's the argument we're using. We get a better ratio from it, but we're not going to have as much stored up as what we would from the sugar beet, for instance. So I'm going to go put the honey over there. And excuse me, I'll just have a quick wet the whistle moment to clear my throat. Okay, that should be a bit better. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're not going to be running honey all the time, but when we do run out of sugar beet, for instance, if we run out of sugar beet, we've got to back up there with some honey to run it as well. So anyway, that's the plan. So I'm going to stockpile some honey over at the sugar mill before we do anything else. So I'm going to take all this stuff over via the sugar mill. I'm going to offload the honey into the sugar mill directly, and then we'll take the rest of this product off and sell it. Now, obviously we're not going to make as much money because we're not selling off the honey as well. So the honey is a significant portion of this load. And in fact, it's probably almost half of this load. But I think we're going to be better served by having the honey having some use at the sugar mill as well. I mean, it doesn't mean we have to use it there. If we've got a great big glut of sugar beet, then we don't need to worry about it. But just in case, and in fact, thinking about it now, I think I might just sell it on this particular load, and then we'll keep an eye on the sugar beet because we've got about to plant the sugar beet again, so it shouldn't be too far away. I think we'll be okay for sugar beet. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave the honey. This load will actually go and sell because some other things I want to put into place. So we'll sell all this honey that's on this load, and what we'll do is we'll put the honey from here on in, we'll accumulate that into the sugar mill. most likely. Or we'll just accumulate in the warehouse and we'll put in the sugar mill when we need it. Maybe another option. That way we're not... Because once we put in the sugar mill, it's locked away. We can't use it. It's only going to be used for sugar. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just stockpile it at the warehouse. And then if we get to the point where we're running low on sugar beet, then we'll supplement the sugar creation. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. So there you go. We've changed plans already. So nothing unusual here. Alright. What we also need to do is we need to get some... I think we need to get lime down on our sugar beet field before we reseed. We've limed our sunflower field. We did that off camera. So we're ready to go with seeding. Sorry, seeding, yes. Yeah, not with an S, not with an F. We're ready to seed our sunflower field again. So we'll probably go and get that done next. And then we'll get some lime spread as well. Then we're going to go check all the other production facilities and offload them into the warehouses or whatever else as need be. And then I have a new production facility I want to set up as well. Alright. So 28,000 so far. What's that you're not selling there? What is it you're not selling? The chocolate. I haven't got the chocolate set up to sell at Aunt Emma's. Oh, I'll have to fix it up later. Here comes the real profit. Waiting. There we go. Right. So, we're up to $324,000. Nice. Right. So I'm just going to take this back. Now, the chocolate obviously can't be sold there, so that's okay. We'll just have that back and put it in the warehouse for now. What I will do though before I go back to in fact, no, I'm going to take this over. Yeah, I'm going to go over to where all the orchards are. I'm going to have a look at that first. And then we'll worry about what else we're going to do. Now, I think before we do that, actually, we will get the other fields started. So I'm going to drive over to the orchards, and then we'll get this field over here started, and we'll get that field seeded as a start. Also the railway line. Also got some grass we could be mowing as well. A little bit of grass all through here, but we may just leave that for a little while. We're no rush for any grass at the moment, so we're okay there. I do want to come by. I'm going to check up the dairy and see what we've got sitting at the dairy, if there's anything there, and then we'll park this next to the warehouse, and we'll go off and do some other work. Nothing at the warehouse, at the dairy at the moment. Right, so we got there. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to leave him there like that. I'll shut him off. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go grab one of the other tractors. The Zeron will be fine. And we're going to go grab the seeder. I'm going to get started with seeding the sunflowers. Actually, can't seed the sunflowers yet, I don't believe. No, we've got another day to go yet. So I need to get stuff organised because we can't seed as yet. So what we can do is we can certainly put some fertilizer, some lime down. So we might go lime the, what do you call it? We'll go lime the sugar beet field to start with. Right. I'll get it there eventually. All right. Now what I do need to do as well is I need to find out whether I've got an auger. I'm pretty sure the auger I do have can do lime, just so I can go out and refill in the fields as well. So I need to check on that. But if we don't, then we can look at buying one at some point later on. That's fine. But anyway. Alright, so the other thing we want to put in is our Oh, sorry, I apologise for my throat today. I want to put in a fruit processing facility. So we can take the fruit from the orchard and process it into products. Now, I don't believe I've got that in at the moment. Did I put it in? No, I don't think I've got a bakery there, haven't I? But I haven't got the fruit production. So we'll have to have a look at setting that up as well. Anyway, in the interim, let's just set up our Courseplay course. So go into our menu. Right, create a job. Go, we're going to tell it we want to start there, like that. Now I want to do one headland should be fine. I'm going to do two headlands, bugger it. I'm going to do smooth. I'm going to do round. We don't need that. 4% will be fine. Generate the field work. Close. There we go. First waypoint. Start job. All right. Come on. Find your way around. We'll just help him out. There we go. All right, off he goes. Excellent. Now, let's go and have a look at our production, and we'll have a look at what we're going to put in place, because it'll start making us some more money. So we've got our orchards, we've got our bakery, we've got our greenhouses, we've got our dairy. Okay. So what we want to put in place today, for going forward, is from the Dragon Den pack, or the update for the Dragon Den pack. There is, here we go here, the fruit processing factory. Now, the fruit processing factory takes all of our fruit, including strawberries, with a little bit of sugar and or with water, we'll create juices and jams from our fruits. So obviously it's the next step. So we've got the orchards of creating the fruit, but at the moment they're just sitting there. They're only used in the bakery for some items, although the bakery has now been updated as well. We now have not only the strawberry and the apple pie, we now have a cherry pie, peach pie, I can't remember what it is. We got all the different ones. Anyway, so we're going to put this in. Now I've just got to work out where I'm best to put it. I have looked at a couple of different places, and I'm not 100% happy with where I've looked at putting them. One of the places was up in here. I'm not so happy that that's a good location for it. My other option is to put it over near the orchards, which is logical. However, it takes out a big chunk of the space here, and I was actually contemplating moving this field across. But the other thing is too, we may actually end up wiping this field out entirely, because we may end up putting other stuff in here, e.g. more cow pastures or whatever else. So I'm thinking that perhaps it might not be such a bad idea over in here. But I'm still not 100% sold on that idea. Down in here is an option. I think this probably might be the better option. So if we orientate it this way, and if we put it here, that might be a better option. We're going to take out a bit of grass, but that's okay. We don't need that grass. So I think this is going to be our location, because it's out of the way. It's on an area where we already have land, obviously. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to put it. So we're going to put it right there like that. There we go. Now we've done that, we need to just landscape around and just tidy all this up, because as you see, it puts a nice big dent in the ground. So we need to smooth all this off. Now I am going to just smooth this area here. And then what we need to do is, because we're going to be coming into this on an angle, we need to make sure that this is TV blue as well. Right, so all I've done is just gone the smooth tool, and I've put on the maximum strength and just smooth all this out. I'm not going to worry about anything else other than that. It doesn't need anything else. We'll smooth this out as well. Okay, so put a bit of gravel in just so we can see where we're going to be going. So we're going to change it around. So gravel in. I'll try to tie it in with this entrance here actually. There you go. Right. Gravel down here because we're actually not going to drive where the pallets spawn out. We're going to drive next to it. Like that. Now I am going to put, even though it takes out the grass area, I'm going to put in basically where my drive is going to be. So I'm going to drive in there like that. That will effectively be my unload path. In through there like that. I may tidy this up a little bit later. We'll put it through there like that. Right, there like that, something like that. That should be fine. Just bring it around. There we go. All right, so that's what we've got there now. So it just looks like our great facility. Black Dragon has said he's going to update this, the look of this building. That's fine. What we do need to do actually is we need to level this out. Yeah, the same height to there at least. Okay, and then we can smooth. Okay, that'll do. All right, and we'll just finesse this up with some plant work and stuff like that a little bit later. I'll just put a little bit of shrubbery through there for the moment. There we go. All right. There we have it. All right, that'll do for now. But anyway, we're going to get this going. So now what we need to do is we need to get the stuff for this to run. So he's doing okay. He's still got plenty of lime. He's okay. Right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my trailer, which is here. I'm going to go and I'm just going to collect all the stuff from the orchards at the moment. I'm not going to worry about collecting stuff that's in the warehouse. I'm going to go collect all the stuff that's in the orchards, and that's what's going to get us kick-started with our production facility. And as I said, I don't think you've seen these trailers. We bought new trailers. We replaced the Farm Tech trailer we had with these trailers. Now these trailers are part of an auto load pack, and they just are a lot better behaved. So the front unit is just a standard trailer, tri-axle trailer, and we've got dual bogie trailers following at the rear. Now, my throat is terrible today. I really apologise for that. With these trailers, they follow in this configuration very closely, which is fantastic. So we don't tend to have as many problems with running into things and cutting corners that we have with previous trailers and trailer configurations. So that's why we've adopted this. Now what I need to do is, for some reason, terribly sorry. The cherry output is considerably better than anything else. Or actually, let me have a look. I wonder why that actually may be. I know what they may be now. I think I'm thinking about it. Oh, yeah. I thought it might have just been that it had both cherry and cherry with manure being produced, but it doesn't, so that's okay. All right, so here's our trailer load. So we've got 6,000 plum, 12,500 cherry, 6,000 lemon, 4,500 apple, 6,000 orange, and 1,000 pear. Now we're going to take this over, and that's just from one orchard. Take this over and get this started. I do need to fix this area up as well. It's a bit rough in there, so we will clean that up as well. But yeah, so we're just going to get this down here and we'll get this started. Now what I need as well is I need water and I need sugar. So after we drop this load off, we'll go and get some sugar and we'll bring that in as well. Now what we need to do is we need to tuck in here. I am going to probably see if I can amend the trigger point. I'll see if my, my GE skills, Giants Editor skills, can go another step and move the trigger, unload point, because it's just a little bit too tight in there, particularly if you're using these type of trailers. And now if you're using a single trailer or whatever else and just reversing in, that's fine, I get it. But front loading pallets like this, it's just not convenient in any way, shape or form. Alright, so we're going to bring them over here, get them unloading. Alright. How's that going? He's going good with the fertilizing. He's doing well actually. The lime. You can see from a distance. See, this is the thing with I think I did let Rubber Burner know originally. You can see the actual tracks are rotating, not the actual tread around the tracks when you're looking at it from a distance. When you're up close, it's fine, but at a distance, yeah, not quite so fine. Anyway, we just ignore that. It's an extra feature. It's a ground compacting feature. Oh dear, my throat is terrible today. I don't know why. Anyway, I apologise. We'll power on through until it gets too bad, and then we'll stop. But my problem for me is today is my day where I've really got to get some videos out. So we'll see. All right. While we're talking about videos, the other thing I wanted to say too is I apologise. I've been very lax in mod reviews. So, for instance, the Dragons pack, I got a mod review ready to go for it. I just haven't finished recording it, and I just haven't got around to doing it because I mean, all the time I've got time to record is taken up by doing the video series. So, the mod reviews are nice to do. However, they take a back seat to getting the series done because that's the bread and butter. And the data videos that are coming out on the channel. So unfortunately the mod reviews aren't going to come out necessarily when I sort of figure that they will. I will try and get to them this week, but I can't make promises on mod reviews at the moment. So anyway, we'll see how things go. Alright, there we go. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to get a pallet load of sugar. I don't think I need too much more than one pallet or one trailer load, at least to kick start it off. So we'll go off and get that. We've only got to go up here to the sugar mill anyway, so we don't have to travel very far. And then we can kick start that plant off. Now, the other thing I'm considering is whether I put two plants in. One plant for doing juice and one plant for doing jam. We'll have enough fruit coming from the orchards, most definitely. So that's certainly an option in that regard, and it's something we may well do. So we'll have to see how things pan out over the next couple of episodes, I guess, and then we'll just sort of see. I'll probably have it producing everything. So we'll have it producing the jam and the juices, and then we'll just sort of see how that goes from there. In fact, I'll take 2 trailer loads. 2 trailer loads shouldn't fill it up. We'll just wait till the rest of the sugar comes out from there, assuming there is more sugar coming out from there. Yeah, we've got 20,000 left. Now with all of these, if you haven't found the trick with it, if you've got a stockpile of pallets, they tend to, if you let it fill up, it tends to wait in between loading. But if you load as it's actually putting it out onto the hard sand, it just continues to put them out, so there's no waiting involved. So just a little trick in case you hadn't sort of realised that. Gee, that round is a very big round, isn't it? Oh well, that's okay. We'll wear that bit of a loss. All right, so take this down, put this into the juice production facility, and or fruit production facility more correctly, and then we'll get that cracking as well as the snow hits. All right, so he's finished liming that, which is great. So the next step is going to be, in fact, the next step is going to be rolling our grass field. That's probably the next thing we want to get done as well. So again, we're going to come in here, turn in relatively tight without being too tight that the trailers following don't smash into the side of the buildings. Offload our sugar. Now, I haven't changed any of the production rates for the Dragon's Den mods, so the orchards or anything else. What we have changed is the capacity of storage for this particular building. So we've upped it to, I think, 100,000 storage for all the incoming, and I think we've up to 30,000 for the outgoing. So let me have a look. Yes, 100,000 for the incoming, and we upped it to 30,000 for the outgoing. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to activate all of these. I'm not going to do the grape because we haven't got grapes. Apple juice, cherry juice, lemonade, orange juice, pear juice, plum juice, strawberry juice. So I've got to bring some strawberries over as well. Right, so it's telling me that I've got materials missing for that. That's fine. I've also got materials missing because I've got no water. So as you can see, the juices take water, sugar, and the fruit, whereas the jams just take the sugar and the fruit. So the jams are now bundling away. I just need to go get some water and bring that in as well. So we'll do that. All right, what I'm going to do though first, I'm going to get that, get this guy out of here. Clear his course. I should save the course, but I'm not going to bother at the moment. I'll do that at some stage later. What we're going to do is I'm going to go get the roller and our new roller for the grass. I'm going to get the grass field rolled so we can start having that grow ready to mow again, because we want to make sure we keep on top of our grass, because it's supporting not only now the production of hay, we've got to produce silage as well for the cows. So we do need to make sure we're keeping well and truly on top of grass production. And that field that we currently got the grass in, my plan is for that not to be a grass field for a long period of time. It is going to be transferred to an arable crop or something. So yeah, I want to move all my grass work further afield. Pardon the pun. Yeah, that was terrible, I know. But yeah, I want to look at using the fields to the north for the grass. Some of the smaller fields, I'm just going to put grass all over them, and then we're fine. But it just means we've got to transport them, and that's okay. We can do that. There's no reason why we can't buy plots of lands elsewhere. So, in fact, looking at that now, so what I'm looking at doing is I was looking at making all this here grass. So if I look at my farmland costs, 429, that's 727, but I get all that land there, which I really don't want. That one there's 161,000 for all that. My other option was up in here, because these are already grass fields, I believe. It's 150, 136. Again, I get a lot of area there I don't really want. So there was that. Or we look at putting it in here. So, I mean, I haven't really committed either way. Or the other option obviously is up here. And I think actually maybe this might be the better option here. You know what? I think that might be the better option. If I was to do all that as grass, permanent grass there, I mean, that one there is more expensive because I got that area. But I mean, we could also put some grass in there if we wanted to, or buildings. But I think if we take those fields there, that will be fine for a grass field. Yeah, I think that's a plan. I think that's what we'll do. We'll take these ones. All right, that's what we'll do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase this plot now. Why not? Yeah, let's do it. We'll purchase that lot now. Okay, and the plan will be we'll turn that over. So let's go back to the map overview. What's in there at the moment? Basically nothing. There is some canola in there. The canola harvest. Do I wait or do I? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I may wait and harvest that. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it is growing. Yeah, I don't know. We may wait and harvest that. But anyway, all right. So, all right, we've done something we didn't plan to do, and that's buying the land. But anyway, we've got that. So that's our plan to move our grass over to there. And that's okay. I mean, we're sort of just getting along with what we're going to be doing anyway. So, all right. But that brings us to the end of this episode with that big purchase. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. We're going to continue on, continuing on. What we'll do is we'll set this guy up because he's going to be doing it in Courseplay. I don't think it's really going to matter. We'll just set him up now as we finish this off. He'll roll this field in, and then that's what we have to do until it's ready to harvest again. So then we can just come back and get back into the rest of the stuff we've got to get done. So quite simply, let's just hang on. Why is there a course on there already? Okay. I did go to run a course, didn't I? Okay, create job. There. We go from there to there. No. There. Yep. Generate. Okay, start job. All right, off he goes. He's going to start there. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked the episode or you didn't like the episode, make sure you press that thumbs up, thumbs down. It's okay. It doesn't matter which way, as far as we're concerned. Either of them will do. Don't forget, also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And of course, don't forget to tell your friends about the channel as well. If you enjoy it, they may enjoy it as well. So bring them along as well. Don't forget to join us on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. Details of all those are down below in the description. But most importantly, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duxall Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. See you later. Bye.